What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, April 6th. It is the 8th episode here of Pick Fiends. I'm your host, Eli Doyle. I'm going to hop right into it. Tomorrow is MLB opening day. Yes, you heard me right. We've gotten through the lockout. Baseball's back. We have a whole slate of games tomorrow. Right off the dome, I know that we have one of the biggest rivalries in baseball. The Yankees play the Red Sox. So make sure you tune in. I'm gonna throw my Phillies hat on here because I am excited. I have not exactly been into baseball in the last I don't know 3-4 years at the major league level, like I'm prepared to be this year. I don't know what it is specifically. I mean, granted, I'm a Phillies fan. They're stacking their lineup and everything. They look like they should be able to compete. That's exciting. But even besides that, it just feels like, after this lockout and stuff, there's a better vibe or better we're in a better place for baseball. It just feels like right now. So to preview that a little bit, I'm gonna hop into, just some things I feel like I've picked up in the last year just from being, I don't know, on the outside maybe. It feels like the Dodgers have surpassed the Yankees from a sense of whenever there's a big name free agent or a big, a guy that's looking for a big contract that needs to get maybe moved. It always feels like that the Dodgers are always in the mix, no matter who it was. So you go back as far as Betts, Scherzer. Now it's Freddie Freeman this past offseason. I know he's maybe in the later half of his career, but that's still the guy had a monster season last year. The Braves won the World Series, and he was the guy basically for them. So, granted they have a whole roster of good players, but he really stuck out when they needed him the most. But obviously the difference between the Dodgers and the Yankees are the Yankees have 26 world titles. But besides that, it feels like there's a sense of the Dodgers are like the new like big spenders, the new mogul of Major League Baseball. Besides that, another team that made some of the biggest moves of the offseason, the New York Mets are trying, I guess, to not only take the NL East, but also the city of New York. They brought in Max Scherzer, who's been the most phenomenal, arguably top 5 baseball pitcher of the last 5-10 years. They put him next to another guy who can arguably say he's been a top pitcher of the last 5-10 years, Jacob deGrom. Now the problem where we're at now with the Mets is, we had this whole offseason, we had this whole lockout and all this crap, and Jacob deGrom's still not healthy. It doesn't look like he's going to be ready to go for at least 40 days or something. Scherzer has a hamstring problem. So it's like, you have all this notoriety there, but what's they're it's almost like they're going to be playing for behind, it feels like. Besides that, get into my first official power rankings, top 5 only. Before we get into Major League Baseball, obviously this is going to change in the coming weeks, months, whatever. But right off the bat, we'll start from 5 and work. Actually, no, let's start at 1. Fuck it. 1, obviously, you might have a gripe to say that the defending champions, the Braves, or the defending American league champions, Astros, might have a gripe for that, but I actually have the Dodgers in that spot. I just have listed next to them. They're loaded. I mean, Mookie, bringing in Freddie Freeman, moving Trey Turner over to shortstop. It feels like they're just loaded every year, and that's not even getting into their pitching staff. 2, I got the Blue Jays. Now, a lot of you might think this is crazy. The Blue Jays lost the Cy Young winner last year in the American League. Robbie Ray signed with the Mariners. But the thing that separates them is if anybody follows, the Blue Jays or Vlad Guerrero Jr. in general, that guy has been taken over a physical body transformation. He looks better than he ever has. He's crushing the baseball. That other Bo, that guy was at Bichetti. I think I'm pretty sure he was a top 5 finalist for the MVP in the American League. Guy hits the crap out of the ball. And just it. I mean, they have the pitching there behind Robbie Ray. Obviously Robbie Ray left, but they had the pitching last year behind him. Then they're going to need some young guys to step up in that rotation, but I think they're going to be fine, and I think they're going to be not only the American League East winner. I think they have a real chance of trying to win the whole American League as long as they can stay healthy. Of course, that's every team though at this point at the beginning of the season. So then we drop down to 3. We have the defending World Series champion Atlanta Braves. Obviously, they lost Freddie Freeman, but they have Matt Olson. The guy's probably going to be on track to hit 40 home runs this year. I mean, what else could you say? They still got their guys there. They got Ian Anderson and Charlie Morton, and the other team that's just going to need the depth, the guys to kind of fill in, step up, and stay healthy the whole year. Below that, Houston Astros, the American League champions of last season. They're getting guys back. They're getting back Bregman. They're getting back Verlander. Obviously, Verlander is probably in the twilight of his career, especially coming off Tommy John, but he had the whole last season to basically rehab it, and I have faith in that guy. I mean, that guy has been the constant of Major League Baseball pitching, it feels like forever. And then getting Alex Bregman back is obviously huge too. And at 5, this might not be a surprise to some. It might shock others. The Chicago White Sox. I think this, for starters, the AL Central stinks. It's just a matter of, like I said, for these last 2 teams, staying healthy, staying the course, just being consistent, winning games. AJ Pollock was a big deal they brought in, but they had to dish Craig Kimbrell in the process. Can they fill in that big spot in the bullpen and the closing spot where Kimbrell was last year? That's basically all it comes down to. But yeah,
The following ad is brought to you by Chunk Around. Fuck it! What's going on, Pick Fiends? My name's Chunk.
And my name's Juice.
And today, I am here to talk about the busiest time of year. Spring, the end of March Madness, the end of WrestleMania, the start of baseball season, and the Easter Bunny right around the corner. But the one thing you can't forget about is the planet, and I'm talking about Earth Day. That's right, on April 22nd, we are going to celebrate the Earth. And next week, on April 15th, we're going to be dropping our own original design on our Instagram and TikTok at chunk_around. And there, we're going to be selling our shirts. For every shirt that we sell, we're going to be planting a tree on your behalf. So I'd like to thank you for your support, Pick Fiends. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at chunk_around. And don't forget to save the fucking Earth.
Let's get into my quick picks here. This weekend, we got UFC 273. Almost said 237 there. 273 coming up. The headliner is Alexander Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie. I believe that is for the featherweight title. Could be wrong on that. Featherweight title, pretty sure. But anyway, let's get into it here. We have 3 fights on this card that could really be the headliner of any card. Basically, what I'm saying is that this card has this main card has the fixins to be a possible top 5, top 3, maybe even the best card of the year when 2022 is all wrapped up in terms of UFC pay-per-views. We'll start we'll start lower card, work our way up. For the big 3, we have Khamzat Chimaev, I think it is. He's fighting Gilbert Burns. That is a monster welterweight matchup. Gilbert Burns is the number 3 ranked welterweight, I think, right now. He is currently 9 or 10-0. Probably should have done a little more research on this. I'll try to pull it up here while I'm going. But he's basically undefeated in the UFC. He's an animal on the mat. He might be pound for pound the best wrestler. Which brings me to number 2 in the welterweight division, another guy who has a gripe for pound, best wrestler in the UFC, Colby Covington. Who's fought the number 1 guy, obviously the champion in that division, Kamaru Usman, who is another guy that could probably is honestly the pound for pound best wrestler in the UFC. He's pound for pound the best fighter in the UFC right now. This fight's going to be interesting between Hazmat and I can't think of his name, Gilbert Burns, because Gilbert Burns is no man to be fucked with. Gilbert Burns is most certainly a bad guy. I mean, we've talked about the reason I brought up Covington and Usman is we've said, Covington has gone the distance, gone the farthest with Usman, and it still doesn't even feel close. What does that mean for Gilbert Burns or a Khamzat Chimaev? In terms of fighting for a title, who knows? I think if Khamzat can have his way with Gilbert Burns in a pretty, dominating fashion, I think he has the stake to not only jump over Burns, but also jump over Colby then and fight for the title because obviously Kamaru Usman is in desperate need of an opponent. With that all being said, the line for this one is crazy. I mean, it started out obviously in favor of Gilbert Burns when it all started, but Chimaev he's a crazy dude, man. Trying to pull this up over here. The books, Vegas, they're all on Khamzat now. It is completely flipped. It's not even close. I believe Khamzat is minus 550 on the favorite to Gilbert Burns is plus 330. My pick for this one is it to go over 1.5 rounds. I think these guys are both tanks. I think they're both absolute animals. I think both of them can certainly get it done in the first round. Do I think it's going to happen? No, because they're both on that like top tier level of fighters. I hope Khamzat takes it to the ground. That'll chew up the clock. That'll chew up some of that time. All we're looking for is to get to round 2. Once we get to round 2, these two could go crazy, man. They could do whatever they want. But until then, yeah, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it go to round 2. That would be my bet if I was betting. If I had to pick a winner, I'm leaning towards Khamzat because I trust the books. I trust Vegas. I'm sure they would not want to get burned that bad. Not that anybody would. But anyway, on to the next fight up. It is the Bantamweight Championship. We have Petre, as I believe Petre Yan is how you pronounce it. He is the former champion in the bantamweight division. He lost the championship the first time he fought Aljamain Sterling, who he's fighting again here. It is the second installment of the fight. The first installment, if nobody's seen it, please go to YouTube and look it up because it all is on there in its complete fashion for free. What happened was it was a very, very good matchup through rounds 1 and 2. From what I remember, rounds 3, I feel like it started pulling towards Yan a little bit. And then while Aljamain was on the ground, palms down and knees down on the canvas, Yan hit him with a knee strike across the temple, which is illegal in the UFC when somebody's down like that. Ultimately, he was disqualified. Sterling took the championship, not obviously in the way he probably wanted to win it. The books here are heavily favored to Yan at minus. It says minus 475 on the UFC. I have it at minus 480 already. To Sterling's plus 350. That is obviously not great for the champion. I think this is going to be a war. I think this is going to be a great fight. My pick for it would be to go under 4.5 rounds. That's a huge. Obviously, it's a 5-round fight for the title. For these two animals to go the distance is definitely possible. They both have the tank to do it. They both have the absolute, body, physique, training, everything to go 25 minutes. But honestly, I think it's going to be ended early. And if I had to pick a winner, I'm leaning towards Peter Yan. But on to the main event. We have the champion, Alexander Volkanovski, versus Chen Sung-jung, aka the Korean Zombie. And for anybody that knows me, knows I'm a huge Volkanovski guy. This guy, they call him the Terminator, and I just watch his fights, you'll know why. Both these guys have fought Brian Ortega in the last like 2 years or so. They both beat Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega has some of the best hands in the UFC. Which gets me really excited about this fight. I think it's going to be. I think it could very easily go either way. The books are leaning towards Volkanovski at minus 720, the biggest favorite on the day, to the Korean Zombies plus 500. My pick on this is it to go over 1.5 rounds. I don't know why that is so. Oh no, that I screwed that up. I totally screwed that up. Not 1.5 rounds. I have Volkanovski by knockout or TKO is the only straight up pick. I know for a fact I'm going to bet on a winner. Volkanovski knockout TKO. He gets a lot of submission victories. He gets a lot of chokes, but I don't think that's what's going to be the case here. I think the Korean Zombie Chan Sung-jung, he has impeccable ground protection. He's a great wrestler. I think Volkanovski's going to have to win it on the mat if he wants to. Obviously, I'm leaning towards Volkanovski. I'm betting him. I believe the odds are plus 240. I have on Volkanovski by knockout TKO, and then we'll backtrack here. I have Peter Yan Sterling under 4.5 rounds at plus 104, and then my last pick for the day. I have the over of 1.5 rounds minus 122 for the Hazmat Chimaev Gilbert Burns fight. And that's what we got. We're going to roll right into Richie Bentz here next with we're going to talk some Masters talk, some golf. Here we go. All right. We'll welcome on here recurring guest Richie Bentz, and he's not here to talk about football for once. We're talking a little different. We're hitting the golf ball a little bit here.
Yes, sir.
Right? We got the Masters coming up. They tee off tomorrow, the 7th. And there's a lot of exciting shit going on in there, right? You know, obviously we had the big news. Tiger came out and said he's, going to play. That's big for a majority of reasons, besides the fact that he's Tiger fucking Woods. The guy coming off, multiple back surgeries in his career, it's hard enough. And then he broke both his legs in that terrible car accident and stuff. People said, oh, he'll never play again. He'll never play that level of golf again, walk that court, all that shit. But, yeah, so Tiger, and then we have the reigning Masters champion, I guess, Scheffler. John Ram is a heavy favorite right now. I actually think John Ram was the favorite coming in today. I think JT just scooted up to even with it. I think they're both tied. So go ahead. Let's get into it. What do we have good here on the picks?
All right. The
picks. Go ahead. Lay me on with something. Hit me with something to start.
All right. So I have four of them winning the whole entire thing. I put 4 bets out there. So let's just start from
all
right. So I
hold on.
All right.
Before you talk about who you have to win it, is that all you have? Is just winner bets? You just going and you're just
winner bets.
You were just sailing right to the top on it.
Yeah, so I'm not stressing like during the tournament,
No, it's fine.
Top 5 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall.
Right. Go ahead, lay them on me then. Go ahead, start hitting.
All right. So I got Xander. I put 25 on that. That's plus 2,000. So you can do the math on that later.
Okay.
I have Patrick Cantley, 25 on that for plus 2,000.
Okay.
And the guy that I have winning the whole thing that I really think is going to win it, Cameron Smith, 25 on that, plus 1,400. I mean, that's pretty good odds, I think. These guys are all pretty equal. So it's kind of like, I want to say coin flip, but those guys are
more than a coin flip. But yeah, I know what you mean.
And then JT, I think everyone's betting literally plus 1,200. I think he's the guy that's supposed to actually win it.
Yeah,
but
Justin Thomas. Obviously, what do I want to say here? Is he not only a freak golfer? I hear the term a lot thrown around with him that he is like top 5 in the world at golf all together. Like a lot of guys have their niche. Like obviously, we have like you think of a name like Bryson, like DeChambeau, big drive. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Yeah, you guys have their niches and what they do well and where they play well. But JT has been like renowned as like a guy from the driver's box, down to from the tees all the way down to the green. It seems like he's just on, all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the guy that won it last year too. I can't even say his name.
Matsuyama Hideki.
Yeah, Matsuyama, dude. Like he's plus 4,000 right now. Like that's just insane. Like I get so hard to win back to back in such a big tournament. But
another maybe more challenging name to pronounce for you, Morikawa, Colin, the young gun. He's only like 24 or 25. I saw he's had a couple big wins. Yeah, he's had a couple big wins. He and even Brooksy right now is hot. Like I think he's finished like top 10 in his last 3. There's a lot of guys playing well right now. Like you said, everybody's kind of on JT at some point. I do have him and Scotty Scheffler. There's a combined special on FanDuel under tournament specials for them, either of them to win at like plus 700 or plus 650 somewhere in there.
Who do you have winning the whole thing? Who do you have?
That's the only bet I took for the whole thing. If you have to ask me who's gonna win, I'll go out on a limb and say DJ Dustin Johnson. Because I think he's due, obviously, to make the cut last year, but he is like, if we're just talking Augusta, man, the guy is great. You might as well call him Mr. Augusta. I mean, he has like, I don't even know, like 4 or 5 top 5 finishes. He's obviously won there. He has a couple more top 10 finishes. Like, he's done it all. I have him at, that is one bet I have. I have him at plus 240 to finish top 5. And in my notes next to it, I have in parentheses, owns Augusta.
Wait, what's his name again?
Dustin Johnson, DJ.
Dustin Johnson. I think, what's his name? Matsuyama or whatever?
Hideki Matsuyama.
Yeah, he. I think his odds are like that. I wouldn't say bad, like pretty bad, just because he has a neck injury actually. So
yeah, and it's obviously not a good betting stance to look at somebody go back to back. Yeah, of course.
It's pretty tough.
I mean, even though it's happened, it's just
rare.
So no Tiger bets. Not on Tiger.
I'm not gonna touch Tiger just because I just don't think. I think he's been out of the game too long.
You think the world's on him too much?
Yeah, like, you go on ESPN, Tiger Woods. Who got Tiger?
All right. Well, let me tell you why I have Tiger to make the cut at plus 108. Because I just don't believe. I mean, obviously he's Tiger fucking Woods. Like and he's been through so much shit. I don't think he comes back to play this like so fast, and he does this ramp up period of getting ready to go. If he didn't think, you know what I mean, like he was,
yeah.
If he didn't think he actually had a chance, at least, like
yeah.
So I'll ride that. You know what I mean? Like I'll stay with that. If Tiger's confident in himself, there's no reason for me not to be confident. And what the fuck? Who am I? But I mean, I think it's just insulting to even have him at positive odds for to make the cut. At least, I mean, they had an
interview. They had an interview with him, and he was like, I think the one guy asked, like, "Do you think you have a chance to win the Masters or something like that?" He says, like, yes, like
obviously, like I don't think he's playing. I don't think he's.
It's Tiger Woods.
He's at this point in his career. Whoa, what the hell did you just say? We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that.
LeBron golf. LeBron and NBA, man.
Whatever. Yeah, I know. I am not even mean that. I don't mean that. But whatever. We're not getting into it. I mean, obviously, I think Tiger is like the GOAT, but I don't know. LeBron, he's an iffy man right now. He just walked out of there last night. The day we're recording this, I know you don't watch every night NBA games, but last night
Lakers are done. Buddy.
Yeah, he walked out. He literally walked out. I mean, he wasn't playing, but he got up like off the side, like the bench, and went to locker room with like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he don't care.
Checked out. Yeah, of course.
He's still a GOAT, man.
But anyway, Tiger. I don't think Tiger Woods puts his name and goes through all this shit. Like, why he could just sit at home? You know what I mean? Like, why would he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's got money.
Not only that, but like he's Tiger Woods. He's won the Masters. Especially after 2019, that comeback and stuff.
Right?
Like, yeah, and the whole 2019, like he doesn't have to come back and do it again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, from like if you look at sports, like I mean, this is far fetched. Don't get me wrong. Don't. It's like Tom. Like, why would Tom come back this year for football? What? Obviously, he can play. Obviously, he can play.
I think he really enjoys it.
He threw for the most yards ever in his career last year or some shit. You know what I mean? Like he can obviously play, and that's how I feel about Tiger. It's like same thing with like UFC. George St. Pierre coming back after 10 years, winning the title like that, and then just dropping it. Like, okay, so Tiger's already had his comeback in 2019. You know what I mean? He came back, he won the Masters, he did it when they said he won. Like, and then to go do it again, like that would be astronomically crazy. Like I would have we ever seen anything like that? You know what I mean? In sports, like in general, like come back and do it once, twice. Like that's.
Yeah, I mean, if he can do it, he can do it. You know, I think that's what Tom Brady, like till his last day's actually there, like where you can't, I guess.
And like I said, that's just another reason why I'm on Tiger here. It's like why would he even be doing this if he didn't?
It's an amazing story, to be honest. Like literally, a car crash and then he's playing. You know.
Yeah, and after we're just talking injury shit. I mean, he's had off the course stuff in his lifetime too. That's I'm sure has put his head through the mental ringer of things. How
about Will Zalatoris or whatever? Yeah, Will Zalatoris. What do you think about him? Remember him last year, the young kid, the young stud?
Listen, there's a lot. I mean, obviously, and then guys. we haven't even talked about Koepka. Like I said earlier, Koepka's like finished top 3 or top 10 in his last 3. You know what I mean? Like there are so many. That's one thing I like. Why I can't get into golf, maybe like something else is like another sport is like because there's such a wide array of it's why I struggle with like I mean I'm good at betting UFC, but I'm not good at like I can't tell you who's on the prelims, you know what I mean, on the undercard stuff. There's just so many in there, and it's fluctuating so fast. Some guys good, some guys not. It's I see a lot of people are on Rory, like and I as someone that has been on Rory to win other tournaments and majors in the last freaking 2-3 years, don't bet him because he stinks. And now he'll probably do good. Now that I say that, but, literally, I've been burned by Rory McIlroy more than any other sports competitor or team or anything. I think in the last year, 2, 3. I don't know why. I just keep falling into that trap repetitively. And then, we also have another guy we haven't talked about, John Ram, he's like obviously odds on favorite.
I'm never betting the favorite to win. Never bet the favorite.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though. We'll look back and he'll win and we'll look back and be like, damn, we're fucking stupid.
No, there's no way he wins. I wish there was a bet for that. You can bet someone not to win, especially the favorite, what would the odds at?
Well, they'd be crazy.
They'd be like minus. I mean, not minus.
Well, I mean, I meant in general, if you could start betting people not to win, you'd have crazy low odds because how the hell do you do that? I'm trying to look around if there's any more. If I see if FanDuel updated any more tournament specials.
I'm excited to watch the Masters. I'm gonna try to watch every second I can.
Yeah, no, that's how I am. I'm a casual viewer of it. I like it, especially because it's on during the day. There's not a whole lot of sports, and it's like it has that vibe of like it's like. You could do something else and kind of listen to it and look at it every once in a while. Like you don't have to watch it every second, Yeah. I've seen, here's another good one. A really good one I'm seeing on FanDuel, Dustin Johnson or Rory, either or. Oh, no. Never mind. Got to read the terminology. It's not or, it's and. It's one of them. It's both of them to finish top 5 and it's plus 1,800, but I'm staying away from that.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
It's like, there's a thing. It's like top American, like, Justin Thomas plus 650. Like,
oh yeah, there are and that's the other thing about golf is
there's Asian, bro.
That's seriously a thing. Yeah, no, that's seriously a thing. Like there are so many things to bet. Like I don't even know what the hell does 3 balls mean.
Top Canadian. I mean, it's neat to really see that. I'm not gonna touch any of this because I'm not invested into knowing all these players.
Whole specials. There's whole specials. You can bet certain holes.
Yeah, top Brit and Irish. Like, there's so many.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I wouldn't even know how to bet that. Like, I wouldn't even know. Then that's a whole can of worms. Trying to figure out nationalities and stuff. That's a whole can of worms.
Ooh, top Italian, man. There's 2 guys here.
Paisan. All right, let's see. Any more boosts? Tiger Woods to shoot no bogeys or worse for his first 3 holes of round 1 of the Masters is plus 100. It's the Pat McAfee odds boost on FanDuel. It was 150, minus 150. So yeah. I don't know what any of that shit. I mean, obviously I know what that means. I know what bogeys are. I mean, I don't know if you know who you're talking to, Richie. Former Schuylkill League golfer right here.
Oh yeah, you must be a champ, dude.
I got invited to it. It's mainly because like 4 or 5 other guys on the golf team didn't. I only played 1 year of golf. You know,
you were nasty though, man. You were really nasty.
I've been known to tear up. I pride myself on being the glue guy of you know golf foursomes and teams and stuff. I pride myself on being the glue guy, the guy that you know keeps morale high, hits a couple good shots. Here and there.
Out golfing one of these times,
I'd be super down for that. So fun. let's recap our bets here. I'll go through mine, and then you can give me your top 4 to win, and we'll wrap this up. So I have Tiger to make the cut, plus 108 on the odds. Dustin Johnson to finish top 5, plus 240, and Justin Thomas or Scotty Scheffler to win the Masters at plus 650. Go ahead, give me your top 4.
You got Tiger Woods make the cut. You got plus 108. I got plus 115 on BetMGM.
Ooh,
damn.
Ooh.
Anyway, I got JT, Cameron Smith, who I think is going to win the whole thing, plus 1400. Patrick Cantley, and then I got Xander. So those 4 right there, I bet.
So you all 4 of them to win. Any 4 of them, I guess.
Any 4, but I think the guy I really is going to win is Cameron Smith. So that's my guy.
Right? Nice. Yeah. Yeah, is that it? I mean, obviously that's it for golf, but I know you're Mr. Futures. I know you're Mr. Futures bet. What else do we got? So we have the NBA playoffs coming up, and then we have the Stanley Cup playoffs right after that. I know you're not a basketball hockey guy. What?
I bet maybe like a month ago I got like plus 155, I think, for Jokic to win the MVP. So I think he's gonna win it, man. To be honest, I think.
I still think he's the favorite. I've seen more hate for him, and I don't agree with it. Because like I just had this discussion. I don't know if it was you or somebody else on here, but like I'm a Philly guy. I'm an Embiid guy. You know, obviously the guy dropped 45. He just took this morning. He took the lead in. He took the first overall spot officially in points per game, 30.4 night or something like that. So. I mean, he did drop our 39 point. I don't know what it is, but it's some astronomical points per game. But anyway, you know, obviously, I think Jokic deserved the MVP last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he won it this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid won it. With that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis won it, or I wouldn't be surprised. I think John Morant deserves to be in that category. Dude, the Grizzlies are good. The Grizzlies are going to show. Playoffs
they are good,
and Jaw's the reason for that. Even though statistically, I think they do play better when Jaw's not on the court. Like if you want to go statistics and wins and stuff, I think when Jaw's not on the court, they're technically like on paper a better everything team. But Jaw just takes over games for them. And I feel like there's one guy I'm missing that really could be in the MVP. That really has like a gripe. Who's balling right now? Is it KD? Maybe KD? No.
Yeah, he's always balling.
I feel like there was somebody else. I had a top 5 for the MVP. But anyway, yeah, I think Giannis and Ja are probably on the back burner now. It's definitely down to Embiid and Jokic. Yeah. Either of them. So what did you got? 1 plus 155?
Hold on, let me check. 155, I think it is. Yeah, plus 155.
So that'll be back-to-back sports. You hit nice futures on.
Yeah,
football season.
Not as big as the Cup one, but
yeah, of course. But
way earlier than expected.
All right. Well, you know, I appreciate your time, Richie. This is episode 8. We'll wrap it up here, and we'll get back to you next week. We're gonna dive into some NBA playoffs. Maybe Richie will be back. We don't know. If that Jokic bet hits, he'll be back. Put it that way.
Oh, I'll be back.